Hi, this is Jacques Taylor, and you're listening to Jacques Talk. This is a podcast where I talk about the Cowboys, the team I've covered as a beat writer, columnist, TV insider, and radio host for 28 years. I'll also talk about the NFL and the things I love, working out, streaming, food, and all things down. Welcome to Jacques Talk, where sports is fluid. What's true today might not be true an hour, a day, or a month from now. I'm going to give you the truth straight, no chaser. Glad to have you aboard. Let's get it. Welcome, my friends, to episode 128 of Jacques Talk. I'm Jacques Taylor, joined by my boy Big Joe and the Big Rig. What's the sit rep, Doc?
Sit rep is that the discipline is just a little low today. Y'all moving around on the intro over there. All right, then. Let's see. We are 58 seconds into the show, and Operation Jacques. We are 5x5, and Operation Jacques Talk is a go.
All right, that is music to my ears. I'm glad to hear that.
Y'all got me jacked up today.
Yeah, I was going to say, we always have problems. Just as it's time to start the show, we be moving too much, then sign gets picked up, them get yelled at. So, you know, it's an equal opportunity show over here. So that's good. Episode 128. Doug Dennison popped in my mind. I don't know if he wore 28 or not.
I think he was 30.
Everybody know Woody is my guy, so I
thought he
was
was 30. I
else.
thought Doug Dennison was like 36 or something. Some crazy number. Anyway, you got...
is there another 28? Oh, there's some running back,
Felix
right?
Jones.
I call Felix Jones some running back.
Yeah. So we got Darren Woodson, Felix Jones.
Is there another 28? That's the question.
I don't think so.
I don't really remember.
Nope.
Woody made 28 the number because I really don't remember anybody wearing. I know somebody wore it, but nobody comes to mind.
Yeah,
because that's actually a good number. The 2 and the 8, it's good. It's a quality number, but nobody else comes to mind. Darren Woodson clearly is the best 28 to ever wear the number, the only one really worth talking about. Although Felix Jones was a very interesting player. He's just an interesting player. I went back and forth on him more times than I've gone over most first round picks. But he was here and then he was gone, dog, and he did not have a very long NFL career.
He was explosive though,
dude. Like I said, he had a very interesting career because for a moment I thought he was a buster. Then he had that little stretch where he was breaking off these long touchdowns. I was like, well, maybe he got a little something. And as soon as I thought that, he disappeared. He only played 6 seasons in the league.
Yep. He tried to come back.
617 carries, 2,900 yards. He only scored 11 touchdowns, man.
He split time with Marion Barber.
Yeah, I don't know, that whole deal with him was weird because, like you said, he had some big play capability, and his touchdowns were pretty impressive. He had touchdowns of 98, 71, 60, 49, 46, 33, 22, 11, 11, and 10. So he was clearly explosive. Explosive like Tony Pollard in a sense, but only played 6 years in the league, 5 in Dallas, 1 in Pittsburgh, and then he was gone.
Yeah, he was my son's favorite player. My son wore 28 because of him.
Wow, now that's interesting.
Yep.
But we got a very interesting show today, so we're gonna get it going because we got a lot of topics to cover, a lot of interesting topics to us, I think, and so we'll have fun with that. I want to let you know that Jacques Talk 1-on-1. We got Patrick Creighton. We're going to talk about the drop. He don't really think about it that much, but we're going to talk about that. That's dropping this week. So please go to the YouTube channel, The Real Jacques Talk. Subscribe, like, review, and it'll show up in your feed. You don't even have to do anything. It's dropping Wednesday at noon. Patrick Creighton. We had a good time talking to Pat. He's one of my favorite people, one of my boys. And we got down and dirty with all you would want to know about Patrick Creighton's time with the Cowboys. And the fact that he got paid when he went to San Diego for a couple years. You can also follow the show on IG at The Real Jacques Talk. You can hit me up on X, Twitter, at JJT Journalist. One of these days soon, the Big Rig is getting on Twitter. Just hadn't happened yet. And then I'm on Clapper at I am Jacques Taylor with a bunch of HSOs because my content creation, yeah, I'm getting spicy over there. Getting spicy. And I'm having fun doing that. This is a public service announcement right now. I want to make it clear. And I want to check with Joe, make sure he all right. How you doing with that Now, you're not alone in your struggle, man. How you doing with that pipe known as NCAA 25? You managing it? You doing all right?
Yeah,
we need an intervention.
I don't need no intervention because I'm a grown ass man. But nah, I'm good. I'm playing. I'm playing it to death, man.
All right. Now we're gonna get into the show, but we're gonna talk about this for a minute because it's our show, and a lot of people play the game. I saw yesterday, and I have made the decision that the game is so good and it looks so good and it's so alluring, and I've heard so many good things that I ain't buying it. Now, to some of y'all, that may not make sense, but the fact is, I don't really have time to take a dive on it, to get good at it and play the way I like to play, and so I'm just going to let it sit for a minute. Plus, and I told y'all this, whenever you get a game like this that ain't been out in a minute, it's going to be some things wrong with it, and they're going to have to send an update, not a patch, but an update, at some point to fix a lot of the things that are wrong now. And so I saw a long list. I don't know, it's probably about 15, 20 things on it yesterday from somebody on Twitter. And the only couple things there were a few things that I said, okay, I can see that. I remember they talked about fixing the practice mode that you were talking about, where it kind of disappears or you can't access it or something.
Yeah, you gotta reload the franchise, get the practice mode back.
Yeah, so I think that's part of the things they fix. But they had a long list. Have you found any glitches where you like, oh, this is jacked up right here? Or have most of them just been, it's an inconvenience, let me keep it moving?
I'm going to keep it moving because here's the thing about games. They do have glitches, but everybody want to do a breakdown of the game, and everybody want to complain. I don't really, unless this is like an obvious glitch, I'm just going to play the hell out of it and enjoy it, and then I'll wait for them to fix it. It's not, a lot of the glitches and stuff they got going on, they don't bother me because I'm not playing online. I'm doing offline franchises, so the glitch where they won't let you load up on where the servers go down, that don't bother me.
Right.
The gameplay is the gameplay. I know that you can tweak the gameplay any kind of way you want to, so I ain't really tripping like that because everybody want to do a video, everybody want to be a critic. I belong to a couple of pages on Facebook that work pretty good that I've been on before the game came out, the last 5 years, I think. And the guys are breaking down. They did have a update on Xbox. It's like 7 gigs on PlayStation 5. It's like 1.3. So I'm anxious to see what happened this morning. I didn't crank it up this morning because I got to be here on time.
All right. Well, we appreciate that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's pretty good. It's pretty good though. I mean, it's been 11 years, so I ain't got time. I ain't got time for all them complaints and stuff.
That's like if you've been in prison for 11 years. When you get out and you get some, hey,
I don't know.
It's all good.
Okay.
So we had a great conversation, or the start of a great conversation the other day. Because I was talking about ESPN had its top 10 list of quarterbacks, and I said, oh, well, here's my top 10, and Joe had a couple questions about it, so I said, oh, well, you can question it, that's fine. What is your top 10? Well, he sent me his top 10, and so we're going to discuss the list today. Now, this is how I feel about lists. It's a list. It's Big Joe and the Big Rig's list. So it can't be right or it can't be wrong. It's his list. So it can't be right. To him, it's his list. So I'm not finna try to argue him down about, I can't believe you got this guy on your list. What's wrong with you? I like conversations. I don't really like debates. There's a very big difference between those. And same with mine. My list is my list. Now, you can ask me why I did this or why I did that, but, this is not. Now, if this was Clarence here, he would be trying to convince you why your list is wrong and this or that. But that's why we love Clarence for being who he is. And hey, if you need a loan, send Clarence E. Hill Jr. a text, because he took his daughter to Nick and Sam's last night before he went to training camp, which means he got big money. Now, I'm looking at your list. I'm calling up my list if I can find it, and we both got Pat Mahomes as the top quarterback in the league. I don't really. Let me ask you this, dog. Is there anybody who could really dispute that in America?
I don't think so.
I mean, that we would be like, you know what, you make some good points. I don't really think so. I think, I think he's the best, and it's not even close. What do you think makes him special?
Everything. His arm talent, his the fear that he puts in opponents. When he got the ball last, he clutch. He in a good system. He got a good coach. All of those things above make him, he's created his own little lane. All the things that he do, like they give a new name for it. Used to be Patrick Mahomes would be called the wild player. Oh my God, he does everything wrong. Now it's he throws so well off platform. Really?
Yeah, Bill Parcells would call him a street player.
Yeah, but
who
now
makes indiscriminate throws.
Yeah, now it's he throws off platform. Now he has multiple arm angles. See what I'm saying?
Right.
See how they want to relabel him because he's successful.
Yeah, well, he's terrific. He's the best, and more important, he's the best winner. He figures out how to win, and a cat is that dude when the franchise had not won the championship since 1969. He show up, he become the guy, and they win 3 and lost another one. So he's been to 4. And now they have a chance to win their 3rd straight Super Bowl this year. And to me, that's one of the top storylines in the league. Because they're a really good team, but they're not a great team the way we look at great teams. But he's a difference maker, so he gives them a chance to win 3. Now, just off the rip, would you like to see him win 3 and be the first team to do that? Or are you like, it's whatever?
Yeah, why not? I mean, he a native Texan. He a good dude. One of the things I wanted to say was one of the best things about him is everybody in the world was scratching their head when the Chiefs moved up to drafting. I don't know one person that thought, that's a good draft pick.
True that.
I mean, all the experts was like, what?
Now, I'm sure there's been a lot of stories written about that since it worked out well. But off the top of my head, I'm sure he looked at him, Andy Reid looked at him and saw some Donovan McNabb attributes and said, okay, this looked like a younger version of McNabb. I had a lot of success with McNabb before. I mean, it was really McNabb who fell off a cliff, and then they got rid of him. It's not that Andy Reid stuff didn't work.
Well, everybody was booing when they drafted Donovan.
Yeah.
That was a crazy pick. Oh, my God, what y'all doing? That dude, are you serious? Hey.
So, and what it reminds me of, and I try to get away from this dog, and I just can't do it. You don't even try to get away from it, so that makes you better than me in this particular case. And I bet most people are like this. So those of you who play video games, see, everything ties back to video games these days. When you build a dynasty or you're working in franchise mode, you have a certain thing that you want to do. And so when you get done with that first franchise and you say, I'm going to leave this team and I'm going to go to the next team, what is it that you do? You build the exact same team. They're just different players in different colored uniform. Your players that you like, they all have the same type of skills. And to me, that's the same thing Andy Reid did when he saw Mahomes. He's like, I'm changing team, but he go the same dude that I took to 5 straight NFC Championship games. Let me see if he can do the same thing, if he is who I think he is. So Pat Mahomes, I think, is unquestionably number 1.
I think Andy Reid got a little better at what he does because the adjustments that they make. Remember, Andy Reid wasn't good at managing the clock, supposedly. And then the adjustments that he made as a coach is like with the running game. With it's almost he can't get away from the Mike Holmgren comparisons, even though he's a better coach than Mike. But the adjustments that he made with the personnel that they have is incredible. But the main piece is him and Patrick Mahomes playing together.
Well, that's because and that's primarily because he believes wholeheartedly in his scheme. And you know that because that's why you can trade Tyreek Hill. Because you go, my scheme is so good and I got the quarterback. I might not find a guy who's quite as good as Tyreek Hill, but I can find a guy good enough in his offense to make it work where we can go win. And, that's why they got Xavier Worthy in the first round of the draft this year to be that guy for them and set up that speed element.
Yeah, but schematically they did different stuff, though. They started running. They started banging the ball. They started running the ball and grinding. Patrick did it so different. He didn't. They went from stretching the field to going underneath to running a lot of play design instead of the speed stuff.
Right. So Pat Mahomes, unquestioned number one quarterback in the league for me. Now we have a difference here. I went with, and I thought about this for a minute. I went with Josh Allen 2. You went with Joe Burrow 2. I went with Allen 2. Now I haven't had, and here's what I didn't do. When I made my first list, I made the list. I didn't, and then I thought about it some over the last couple of days, but I was like, I don't want to really change it because we're having this conversation. And I don't know that I would, but I'd probably think even more about it. And that's because I had Josh Allen 2 because, to me, he can change a game. He one of a few cats who could put it on his back and win it. Now, he can also put it on his back and lose it.
That's cause he got to.
Yeah, because, he's been working on that thing where they haven't given him a run. He is the running game. But he's incredible. And, it's very few cats in the league, and that's why I have him number 2, who, if all else fails, I can win this game damn near by myself between running and throwing, and I can do some things, much like Mahomes, where there's literally nothing you can do about it. And so that's why I have him number 2. Why do you have Burrow number 2?
Burrow been to the Super Bowl. Burrow gets his ass kicked every week with that porous offensive line. I mean, he got sacked 9 times again. He showed so much toughness. He got sacked 9 times against Tennessee. Got up 10, whooped their ass.
Right,
Joe Burrow. That's the type of toughness right there I want out of my quarterback. That's the type of toughness that if you get him a line and you keep him upright, you're gonna do good things. He cool under pressure. His teammates love him. Just a great player, man. I like his intangibles. I like his game, and I definitely like his toughness.
No, I'm a Burrow fan, in part because he's a Buckeye. Although I'm not one of them cats who says, "Oh, he's a Buckeye." No, he did his thing at LSU. All right, and I ain't mad at Ohio State because he transferred because the dude that beat him out was a first round pick. So, I mean, they were both terrific quarterbacks, and that's why you have the transfer portal. So a guy like Joe Burrow can leave and go play.
He wasn't in the portal.
No, I'm saying that's why you had a portal now, so you can just leave with no.
Yeah, he graduated
with no issues. But I think when you have I got nothing bad to say about Burrow. I think he's terrific, and he's terrific because much like Mahomes. The Bengals, they've been good at stretches with Carson Palmer, but they haven't, and they had a nice little stretch with Marvin Lewis as a head coach. But Joe Burrow showed up. Yeah. And but Joe Burrow showed up, and all of a sudden they're in the Super Bowl, and they're a contender every year. That's not an accident. Quarterbacks make a difference, and when you find the right one, which is hard to do, they make all the difference in the world. What do you think about Josh Allen? I mean, I know he's further down on your list.
I think he's good. I don't know if he's long for this league though.
Well,
because he reminds me so much of Cam Newton.
That's true.
Because he can run. He's big. He's strong. He take a lot of hits, man. He don't slide. He take a lot of hits. When you don't slide, the ref's not gonna protect you as much. When because first thing you do is players go, hey, why you protecting him when he don't slide? He trying to run over me. How come I can't hit him? So you get that reputation as as a physical beast. They're not going to protect you as much. They didn't protect Cam at all. Cam took a lot of shots.
That's an interesting thing because, and I say it from this perspective. We live in an age where quarterbacks play easy to their 35. Easy to their 35, maybe even 38, but easy to their 35. And Cam basically was done at 29. And I'm sure that's because that's probably what you're talking about. All those carries he took, all those runs he had. So it's interesting that you can. I think Josh is a better passer, or he's made himself a better passer. But that's. I mean, I think that's a pretty accurate comparison. So I wonder. You're right. If how much longer he'll have getting beaten that he's taking.
He can have a John Elway's career. John Elway was very athletic coming into this thing. And as he got older, he got a better coach, he got a better system, and he stopped doing a lot of that stuff that got him banged up. So if you change the way you play a little bit, you start taking care of yourself, and run out of bounds and slide a little bit.
Well, you definitely got to change the way you play because Cam had 12 touchdowns and 16 interceptions his last 3 seasons combined. And this is a guy who averaged about 23, 24 TD passes a year through his first 7 years. So Josh Allen is 2 for me. Joe Burrow is 2 for you. 3 for me is Joe Burrow. That's why I said, I got nothing but mad respect for Joe Burrow. 3 for you, and I thought this was interesting, and just a little bit, is Aaron Rodgers. Now, why do you have Aaron at 3?
Because now that I'm an old man, I'm always going to pull for the old man. You understand? And the old man can still get it done. He a nut job off the field for sure. Yeah. And I'm gonna give him a pass for that. I don't care what he do like that, but he can ball. Aaron Rodgers can still play. And Aaron Rodgers, he got hurt last year, and he gonna come back. He gonna show everybody that he can still play. I think he's still one of the better quarterbacks in the league. Not the best, but he's still one of the better quarterbacks. When you got that knowledge, and you still got some physical ability, you can pull it off.
Well, what's the thing we always say when you talk about your Dallas Cowboys? One of the worst things that ever happened is what? Just as Tony Romo got to the point where he had mastered all the mental part, his body broke down. And so you only got a glimpse of Romo where he had the mental and he still had enough of the physical to make it happen. Just as he could have become a great quarterback, he got hurt and he was done. Because I thought he was a really good quarterback, and he could have had another 2 or 3 years, which could have helped him become great, given the personnel that they had and the things they could have done.
Well, I thought they should have gave him his job back after he got healthy.
I love you, but we're not going down that path. Now check this out. This out.
Okay.
I got a list of questions I've been keeping up with, and I'm gonna add this to it. And this is not some new groundbreaking thought process, but sometimes it's fun to have these what if conversations. And I got a list of 2 or 3 things that are on there that we'll get around to talking about at some point, and that's on the list. But if we start, even if we take an exit ramp, we won't be where we're trying to be today.
Roger
so
that.
That's why I said I can't even open up that door.
Redirect, sir. Go ahead. I got you.
Yes, sir. Because like I said, you can talk about that for 4 hours, and everybody would chime in with something. We both got Lamar Jackson number 4. Never has a good quarterback, borderline great quarterback, taking as much heat as Lamar Jackson, who's only 58-19 as a starter. 58-19 as a starter, 2-time MVP, 125 touchdown passes, only 45 interceptions, and we all know what he could do as a runner. And yet, he just gets his butt ripped by folks on the regular.
Well, check this out. 58-19, he is great. He's great. You know what his problem is?
He ain't played well in the playoffs.
Number 1, Patrick Mahomes is his problem.
Okay.
That's Michael Jordan to Charles Barkley.
Okay. I'll buy some of that.
I mean, he lost to Mahomes now. I mean, I don't know if it wasn't for Patrick Mahomes, maybe he have some. Maybe a couple, 2 or 3 guys will have some chances. Maybe if it wasn't for Tom Brady, it would be some other people winning Super Bowls. But I think Lamar is great. I mean, 58-19.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
That don't happen by accident.
It don't happen by accident. Yeah, he get a lot of criticism, but whatever. I mean,
but again, I think, and let me preface this by saying, because this is obvious to me, but I think a lot of people don't think about it. When you look at playoff statistics, obviously in the playoffs you're playing the best teams, so your statistics in general will probably be down a little bit because you're playing the best of the best. But in the playoffs, I think the biggest problem with him is not the 2-4 record. I mean, that's a problem, but it is what it is. It's that he's got 6 TD passes, 6 interceptions. The biggest issue is his offenses have not scored points in the playoffs. 17, 12, 20, 3, 17, 34, and then 10. Now, he's only lost to Kansas City once in the playoffs.
Well, there's little margin for error.
True.
When they played Kansas City, he didn't dive over the goal line, lose the ball out the back of the end zone. It was the stupid stuff that Zay Flowers did. It's one of them things where you can't. If you got little room for error, you got little room. Lamar got to play better, and the people around him got to play better. But yeah. I don't know. I'm gonna take 58-19 if we in Dallas.
Well, I mean, you damn near got that in Dallas.
That's right.
Which is why I say the same thing all the time is. And I don't, for the life of me, I can't understand why people don't really understand. People don't seem to get that it can get worse.
It can be.
And not only can it get worse, and I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say it probably, I'll be saying it as long as I'm talking sports, until something changes. The quarterback position has evolved into such an important position. The issue is, when you have one who's really good, not just competent, but really good, if you replace him, and we can use Dak as an example here, that the next dude in can help you be a winner. And it doesn't matter whether you take him number 1 overall in the draft or you take him, it just doesn't matter. It's almost, to me, it's probably like playing roulette more than blackjack. I don't see it's just a crapshoot. Because so much depends on that dude's success. Do you have the right head coach? Do you have the right coordinator? Do you have the right GM to put some players around him? And the coach and the coordinator to take those players around them and maximize their talents? Do you have enough personnel around him to help him be successful as he learned in the NFL game? All that stuff, man. And if any of that stuff is really out of whack, man, you just wasted 5 years and $100 million.
It also depends on where you play, because here in Dallas, we got these standards over here.
No, that's true too.
And we
Can
got
you
people,
handle the pressure?
Yeah,
Quincy Carter couldn't handle it.
Well, he ain't. Whatever. I don't know.
Say whatever.
I'm not going to talk about Quincy.
No, but you say whatever, but part of the reason why he failed was he couldn't live up to the expectations in his own mind, and so he never really gave it. He self-sabotaged himself.
All right. Anyway, this dude, I'm saying this, we got standards here. And so what's the standard in Minnesota and Detroit is not the standard here. We wake up talking about like we wake up every offseason like we're going to win the Super Bowl regardless. And people expect that around here, and people want that around here. They don't care about 12-5. They don't care about one win in the playoffs.
Nope.
We are expected to win Super Bowl. There are a lot of teams in this league. Take Cleveland go 12-5, they're gonna be happy. It's
right.
A lot of teams like that.
Now you have to be built a certain way to play for the Dallas Cowboys.
Yep.
And a few other franchises, but if you're not built that way, it'll swallow you up. Because the self-doubt will creep in. The fan, that's a little bit of that happened to Ryan Leaf. You don't have that early success. Everybody talking about, even though Peyton struggled, you struggled more. It's just, he just got caught up and consumed by the job, man, and the expectations.
Ryan Leaf started cussing people out. That's we don't mind the bus. David Carr never cussed nobody out. Rick Meyer never cussed nobody out. Them guys was, David Carr was 1. Rick Meyer was like 2 or 3. I think he was 2 to Bledsoe. So he had a nice career. He was backup for everybody.
Right.
Ryan Leaf, he just went out deep in, and now we know why, because he was, he was doing things, the wrong thing. But anyway,
so top 5 quarterbacks for me: Mahomes, Allen, Burrow, Jackson, and number 5 for me is Aaron Rodgers. Much of the same thing. I think he can still throw that thing. I think his injury history recently makes you wonder about him and whether he can hold up for the start of the season. But if you give him time and he plays 16 games, the Jets will be in the hunt, and then we'll see if he can, if he still got enough physical ability to push him over the top. Number 5 for you is Josh Allen, and then number 6 for me, C.J. Stroud. Number 6 for you, Dak Prescott. Now, why you got Dak at number 6?
Because he a winner. Because he a leader. And he can flat out play. He just underappreciated. Anywhere else but here, he gonna be appreciated. Is he Roger? No. Is he Troy? No. But he Tony. And I appreciate the hell out of Tony.
Somebody, I mentioned that Dak was one of the top quarterbacks in the league or something on Facebook the other day. It's a part of a post. And one of my friends wrote on there, so was Romo. And I think the point she was trying to make was she was trying to be like, who cares? It's not a big deal. And I'm just like, y'all would have died for either one of these quarterbacks, because she's a Cleveland Browns fan. She's also an attorney, so she liked to argue.
And she's smart too.
Because she left the world of being a sports writer to become an attorney, and now she's a very accomplished, successful attorney. So when you got brains like that, and she loves sports, so she liked to argue.
I know
was just
her?
like, no. But I was like, being a Cleveland Browns fan, you would have gave up a lot for either one of them quarterbacks.
They was giving up a lot for anybody for quarterback. Deshaun Watson, I don't know, that Houston guy.
I think Deshaun Watson, I don't know, it's a big year for him. I don't know that he'll ever recover from what he went through. Maybe he will, because he was he was on his way to being really dynamic.
Yep.
And then he wasn't. And now he's been off for a long time. I know he got a lot to overcome to see if he can get it done. I got C.J. Stroud because you know what? This is why I got C.J. Stroud this high. To me, he pulled kind of a Dak Prescott in this sense. Because he was the second pick in the draft, so you expected him to be a good player. There are very few quarterbacks who come in the league as rookies and rookie starters and just play well off the rip. Maybe they make your team better, but to do 23 TDs and 5 interceptions and not have this, it's not like he was blessed with this great receiving core. He just showed an understanding for the game and an ability to play that I was just like, it was. I thought he was going to be good, but he was even better than I thought he was going to be. And now with a year of experience, and they put Stephon, Stephon Diggs around him, and I think they got a good thing going down there. I think he's just, he might just be your next star. That's what I think, because I don't really believe in sophomore slumps. And so I think he'll build off of this year. And, we at one level I shouldn't be surprised, man, because he destroyed Georgia. When we were all at a point where we thought Georgia's defense was basically, Alabama number 2. You couldn't do anything against them. And he put up 40 points on that team. Even though he had some terrific personnel with him, we seen Georgia dog a lot of good quarterbacks, and the way he dispatched them, So anyway, that's why he's number 6 for me. I think he's probably the next great one coming through the pipe. Number 7 for you, Jalen Hurts. Number 7 for me, Justin Herbert. Why you got? What do you like about Jalen Hurts?
Once again, intangibles. The thing it takes to lead a team. It's kind of shaky over there in Philadelphia. If that coach was better, then they would be doing things us more. They would, I like Jalen's work ethic. I like how everybody said he couldn't do something and he ended up doing it. I like his physicality, even though that's gonna. It's the same thing with Josh Allen. You can't keep doing the things that you're doing, the tush push and all that. That you need to get rid of that, because you need to bring a quarterback in to do that, because that's what's hurting that dude. A lot of physical things that he do, the running, breaking tackles and stuff like that. Eventually, that's going to hurt you. But he's a winner. He always been a winner, and he worked hard at his craft. If he worked hard, just as hard as his craft as he has the last 2 or 3 years, he's going to be pretty good next year. Plus, they surround him with players, and he making plays. So, the number one thing that hurts Philadelphia is their dysfunction, not him. I mean, he can ball. He can flat out ball, too.
I'm just asking the question. Is he not part of the dysfunction?
Yeah and no. Because with a strong head coach, he wouldn't be part of the dysfunction. That's the rumors that's coming out. But leadership is leadership. You got a lot of players over there. AJ Brown, Smith, a lot of players over there on offense that are outspoken.
Right.
It's the head coach's job to pull all them players together and create subordinate leadership. See, the head coach is the leader, and then the subordinate leader is the quarterback. And then it goes so on and so on and so on. Well, when that head coach is not as strong, and he's a little immature over there, yelling at fans and cussing people out and doing all that crazy stuff, the inmates running an asylum over there.
So it sounds a little bit like the Cowboys with Barry Switzer in '94.
Probably so. Probably so. But see, and that leadership at the top hurt them, but you still had strong subordinate leadership, but Troy couldn't do it all. A lot of them guys couldn't do it all, and they didn't like that.
No, they had, strong subordinate leadership. You can have leaders, you can be a strong leader, but you can lead people down the wrong path. I don't know if that made sense. Like, there's a reason why. This is my best example, and it could have been Charles Haley and those Cowboys and some other people, but T.O. is one of the most charismatic people you'll ever meet. T.O. is a tremendous leader. The problem is you don't always know where he's going to lead, and so he could be a strong leader, but there's a reason why he was never team captain, because you didn't want to co-sign on him and give him that kind of leadership, that kind of authority. Maybe that's the word. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. T.O. is the guy you have to point to and say, hey, that guy works hard. You need to work as hard as him, but don't be him.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he was a good teammate. He taught people the game.
T.O.
He worked hard, but all that other stuff that he doing, that's germane to T.O. That's T.O. stuff. That's not Big Joe stuff. You ain't T.O., but you can work hard as T.O. and you can have a nice career.
And
but
T.O.
don't do that stuff.
Time with you, showing you how to run routes and how to geek.
That's what I'm saying.
He was truly an enigma because there was so much good stuff he would do, and so much bad stuff he would do. Because he's such an emotional person, and he could never really get a handle on all his emotions. And but he was a great player, man, great player. Number 8 for me is number 7 for me is Justin Herbert. And I got Justin Herbert number 7 because I think the Chargers, they ain't put the right. The Chargers lose a lot of games from afar off of coaching, decision making, managing the game, doing all this other stuff. You can't really dispute Justin Herbert's arm talent. He's got 114 TDs, 42 interceptions. You've seen him make some incredible plays. They just haven't had winning success. And I don't know how much of that is him, how much of that is the team around him. I do think this. If you put Jim Harbaugh with him, they're going to win games because of the style that Harbaugh plays. And Harbaugh, I don't like Harbaugh because he's a Michigan guy. And I'm not ashamed to say that. Harbaugh, to me, is truly that dude. If he on your team, you rock with him. And if he's not on your team, you can't stand his ass. And I think that's one of the ultimate compliments you can give people. So I think Harbaugh will correct a lot of what's wrong with the Chargers, and we'll look at Justin Herbert in a different light over the next couple years with all them 2 tight end packages that's about to come. What you think about Herbert?
I think Herbert is overrated. I think Herbert was surrounded by some great talent. I think he's if people start putting him in the top 3 or top 5, I don't know. I just think he has some great talent there, but he don't. I don't know if it's due to coaching or just him, but they don't win games late.
Yeah, and
they don't win games. I mean, he just don't make plays late.
I think and we could do a deeper dive on him at some point. I don't know when that point would be to see see some of the details of the Chargers, because
Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, Eckert, the running back. I mean, he has some talent. He has a good offensive line, a good tight end. He has some talent going on around him. It's just not putting it all together. I mean, can he play? Yeah, he can play. Put him in Philadelphia with them guys. He might do something. Put him in Andy Reid's offense. He ain't gonna be Patrick, but he'll be better. It's just sometimes you need a steady hand, and then sometimes talent ain't enough. No,
and that's what I mean when I say I think with Jim Harbaugh, a lot of the coaching issues will be solved. Like they've had, their last coach, Brandon Stokely, he was all about analytics, and sometimes it made,
Was it Brandon Staley?
Brandon Staley. Yeah. Stokely was a player. When you let analytics run your whole thing and you don't even question, like, oh, it's 4th and this, we go for it. It's 3rd and 5, we do. To me, that's a recipe for disaster, and that's what it was. Because you have to put common sense.
Brandon Staley he was a hell of an interview is what he was.
Yeah.
He had a great interview. Somebody said, this dude's a genius. Let's give him a job. He coached Division III wide receivers. Let's give him an NFL job.
Yep. That's how it go down sometimes. Jordan Love for me is number 8. And I think Jordan Love is one of the few cats on this list who's had, aside from Aaron Rodgers, who's had the benefit, even though he didn't want to sit and watch and really figure out the game. And it took him a minute, I think, to just to get used to playing again. And that was part of the reason why they started 2-5. But they won 8 of their last 11 before losing San Francisco in the playoffs. To me, they're kind of a team on the rise. I think he's a good fit in that offense. He understands it, and I think he's going to continue to rise. I think he's got a lot of talent. Now he got the confidence because he's played, and I think he's going to be. I think he's the next guy to move up. I don't know how high he'll get on the list because a lot of these guys are young, except for Rodgers. But I think he's a dude where ain't nobody looking forward to, like, oh, we got Jordan Love coming up. I think he's one of those kind of guys. What do you think about Love?
Do it again. Same thing I said about Stroud. Do it again. Let me see you do it again. Consistency. Do it again. It's a great year for him. Great year for Stroud. Do it again. Consistency. There's so many things that a quarterback can't control that makes him great. Like injuries, coaching decisions, like we just talked about. The overall deal with the team. What if the defense ain't as good next year? Then he got to play different. What if his receivers get hurt? What if teams are going to take away what you like to do once you have a great year, everything is focused on you. And they're going to try to take away the things, that you like to do. And how well can you improvise? I need to see it again. Now with your boy Stroud, I don't like adding Diggs over there. Diggs is a home record, dog. He gonna be good to you. He gonna be good. Here's the thing about Stroud, and I hate to go back to Stroud, but Stroud threw to no-name receivers. Guess what Stroud could do when he dropped back? He could hit whoever's open. Right? Now, when he dropped back and Diggs don't get looked at, hey, Diggs, how was you on that last series? I was open. Throw me the damn ball. Diggs is like that.
Yeah. Now, I think that's a fair point. I think the counter to that point would be, and I think it could be really unique to him and maybe Joe Burrow. I bet. I bet that playing at Ohio State and all the number one receivers he was dealing with has prepared him to deal with Diggs.
No, I disagree 110%. Because Diggs is an NFL player. Diggs is going to be a problem. That's why I understand what you're saying is dealing with egos and alphas and all of that. But right. I'm saying Diggs, not those. Well, those guys. That's one thing. Those guys are still good teammates. Diggs not a good teammate. That dude, he not no good. He not. He's just not a good teammate, man. I don't think he. That's what I'm saying. It's him.
This is the last thing I think I can say about that, because the season will determine, and I'm not disagreeing with you per se. He in the last year of his deal. He a free agent at the end of the year. Mm-hmm. That's part of the reason why they acquired him, not just because he's talented. If he is capable of being a good citizen, it will happen in a year where he's going to be an unrestricted free agent the next year. And receivers are getting $30 million a year.
One can only hope. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. If there's any goodness in him,
for CJ,
it will be on display this year.
For CJ's sake, I hope that's because I like that brother. CJ, for his sake, I hope it works out. I don't wish nothing. I like the Texans. I don't wish nothing against them, but I didn't like them getting that dude. I was like, I don't know, because he went from I love Kirk Cousins to I can't stand it here. Right. I love Josh Allen. Y'all saw me yelling at Josh Allen. Teammates do the hell. He yelled at the ball boy. He yelled at the coach. He yelled at Josh Allen. He yelled at reporters. He cussed everybody in the building out in Buffalo. What we doing here? I'm just saying. I don't know. That's why I say hopefully for Stroud that it work out. I like
Number 9 for me, Dak Prescott. I like everything about Dak. Joe and I are not going to go back and forth about the Green Bay game because, in essence, I feel like Dak played poorly. Joe says, well, he may not have played his best game, but there's a lot of other bigger issues other than Dak in that loss to Green Bay. And to that point, I would say, for purposes of this discussion, we can agree to disagree.
I was going to say you can slide Dak up and down that list. You can put him 9. You can put him where I had him. You can put him anywhere. It's at that point it's all subjective to where how you feel about it. So he definitely. If you got him at 9, if you got him at 6, if you got him at 3, he definitely top 10. I'm gonna say this. I'm going to say this. For people out there, you can argue with your mama. He definitely top 10.
I put up a post on Clapper the other day talking about Dak, and I literally just said what you said. I said I have him 9, but you could have him anywhere between 8 and 10, and you could put him in a bag, and I wouldn't argue with you wherever you had him at. But because you have Stroud at 9, and then I think it's interesting that we both had Brock Purdy at 10. I gave him the edge. I think he's another dude who's a really good quarterback, and people seem to act like he can't play. And I realized San Francisco got terrific talent, and I realized that Kyle Shanahan is a terrific play caller. But dog, the man executing the plan has to get some credit.
Well, like I said, do it again. He did it again. See, Jordan Love not even on my list,
right?
Because I'm just saying, I got to see you do it again. Out of much respect for what Stroud did, I had to put him on my list because he was a rookie. But Jordan Love, right. I got to see Jordan Love. Just let me see you do it again. Brock Purdy, guess what he did? He did it again and again and again. So there you go. I mean, when he was first thrust into the lineup, you went, well, all right. He kind of, all right. We'll see. How many regular season games has he lost? What, 5 or 6?
Who, Brock Purdy?
Yeah.
Not very many.
Not very many at all. But that's what I'm saying. Brock, you can slide Brock up and down the list too. I mean, just because he consistent. He about to get paid. He about to get paid.
17-4 as a starter, 44 touchdowns, 15 interceptions.
There you go.
So he's terrific. So that's our top 10 list. I got Mahomes, Allen, Burrow, Jackson, Rodgers, Stroud, Herbert, Love, Prescott, Purdy. I had Stafford at 11. And then Joe's got Mahomes, Burrow, Rodgers, Jackson, Allen, Dak, Hurts, Herbert, Stroud, and Purdy. So it's a pretty good list. This is the beauty of the NFL. And, there's some other guys. Like, I didn't have Jalen Hurts on mine. I didn't have Matt Stafford on mine. Both of those guys are really good quarterbacks. It's and I can't wait to see, man. And we'll talk about him later on in the next week or so. Caleb Williams do his thing and see, because there's been a lot of hype about him.
He got to sign his contract, man.
No, he just signed it, so he's done. But we'll see what he does. So that's our top 10 quarterback list. I thought that was a good conversation. Needed to be had. And it could have lasted a lot longer if we had taken some exit ramps. What I like about it. Cowboys report to training camp. Clarence Hill took a flight this morning. I think Archer took a flight yesterday. I'm not sure. They're my boys. This episode, Jacques Talk, brought to you each and every Wednesday by my boys at Smoky John's Barbecue. Brent and Juan doing their thing. Smoky John's Barbecue. It is food to live for. Do you hear me? It is food to live for. And it doesn't matter whether we're talking about what's on the regular menu, like brisket and ribs and smoked chicken and turkey and Wing Wednesday, or the sides, or we're talking about what's on the secret menu. Now, the only thing I'm going to tell you about on the secret menu is the Jam Session Bowl. Now, we could talk about the Stan White, which got some rib and some catfish, but, that's just a little teaser for you. But the Jam Session Bowl at Smoky John's, hey man, that's the truth. One of my boys went there last week, sent me a text, said it was not overhyped at all, and that's because you get a base with mac and cheese or mashed potatoes. Your choice, 2 out of 5 smoked meats. I rock with the brisket and the sausage. We'll see what content Dave rocks with. One day we're gonna get him over there when he get off his eating plan for a day or two, and then. All the stuff you find on a loaded baked potato, man. Bacon bits, sour cream, cheese, onions, butter, all that good stuff. Red onions, really. It's fantastic, and it's food to live for. Smoky John's Barbecue, some of the best out there. They just won an award for having the best barbecue in Dallas. At this award show at Breakfast Brothers restaurant on the 18th, I think it was the Southwest Food Awards. So, you ain't gonna take my word for it. Go over there to 1820 West Mockingbird, order the Jam Session Bowl or anything else, and you can see for yourself just how good Smoky John's barbecue is. If you need it in your life immediately, like today, you can go to HEB all over DFW. You can pick up the sauce or the rub, and you are straight. You can also have it mailed to you. You can go to the website, SmokyJohns.com, click on the marketplace, hit shop, and you get the sauce or the rub mailed to your house in a couple of days. And if you go to Joe V's Mart in Dallas, right over there off of, you take the Wheatland exit, you run into it, and they got the banana pudding over there in addition to the sauce and the rub, and that will change your life. Smoky John's Barbecue, 1820 West Mockingbird. It is food to live for. What is it, man? It is love in your mouth. I make myself laugh. Let's go to the block, dog. Now, let me ask you something. What is your primary grocery store?
I don't do grocery stores.
You don't even go, even if your wife does all the shopping? What is her primary grocery store?
She go to about 4 grocery stores, dog. That's why I don't go. She go to like Winco, go to Sam's Club, she go to Kroger's, she go to Aldi. Plus, I worked in a grocery store as a kid, so I ain't trying to. I get flashbacks. I be wanting to straighten up jars and, stocks, you know what I'm saying? Straighten the jars up, put the labels up front, do all that stuff.
Oh, okay. All right, you internalize it. Okay. Well, I too go to a few grocery stores. I like the better upper scale grocery stores, in my opinion. Scale grocery stores.
Well, that's a shocker.
There's a reason why I said that.
Oh my.
But I like it, and so. But normally those are more than those are a little bit of a drive for me. Not a lot, but a little bit. If I just need to run to the store right quick, there's a Tom Thumb that I go to. Bro, I might be just about done with this Tom Thumb. Now, I haven't done this recently, but a few months ago, I would say it happened twice in a 3-month period that I bought some taco shells from a regular name brand company that you would recognize. And dude, I open up the shells and the shells are stale. And I look at the expiration date on the bottom, and the expiration date is passed. Now, maybe I should have looked at the expiration date before I bought them, but it was a dry goods thing, so I didn't feel like it was necessary. I do now because it happened to me twice in a 3-month period. But the other day, I saw a recipe, a healthy recipe for you on TikTok. And I decided I was going to make it, and it required pepperoni. I bought the pepperoni, dog. I put it in my refrigerator, and I tried to use it 3 days later, and the pepperoni had some mold on it. And I just said to myself, "Self, I think I'm done with them." And so I was going to ask you, would you give them another chance?
Nah, probably not, because they're not rotating their stuff. They selling a lot of, they are rotating it, because what's happening is they putting the new stuff on the bottom and the old stuff on the top.
Yeah.
As a shopper, if you're going to go there, if their price is right, you got to check. You got to, you got to go through that extra effort to check.
You know what? You make a great point there. The problem is, I don't want that extra quality control check right then. You know what I mean?
That's part of shopping.
Yeah, man. That's,
part of shopping. I'll tell you what my wife would have done.
She took that.
She
took that shit right back.
Yes, sir. Yes, indeed. And she would have got her money or got enough. She the king. She the queen of that. She gonna. Hey, she opened the cart of eggs. It was 2 of them broke. She was like, "I'll be back."
And I ain't mad at her because I thought about it, and I was just like, I don't feel like going back. I got some other things. I just ain't feel like that thing. But anyway, they on my do not mess with them list right now. And it's okay because I found this cool little organic store right around the corner from me, so I've been going there for a minute. Anyway, I just wanted to ask your opinion about that. I value your opinion on certain things.
Yeah, I woke up this morning thinking we was gonna talk about molded pepperoni.
Nobody likes a smart ass.
Yeah, they love a smart ass. At this point, they love a smart ass. That's not true.
I saw this list of best fast food restaurants, according to, and it was something voted on by the people. USA Today put this out, and this is best fast food restaurants, dog. And I was shocked that McDonald's was not on there. Should I have been shocked, you think?
I don't know, depending on what category you talking about. You talking about any food? You talking about chicken? You talking about hamburgers?
No, this is best fast food restaurants. Yeah, they have different categories. Yeah. But this is just best fast food restaurant.
What's the best fast food restaurant?
Tell me if you've ever, I don't know, I'm just going to put it, Del Taco. Have you been there?
Been a while. They don't have them here. It's been a long time since I've seen Del Taco. I think that's West Coast stuff.
I don't think I've ever been to Del Taco.
We had them here before.
Number 2, KFC.
Yeah, I had some KFC yesterday. It's all right.
Man, I like KFC. You like original or spicy?
Original, baby.
I one of my favorite things is the KFC original wings. Mm-hmm. But because I've changed my eating habits over the last many years in general, dude, I caught myself eating some fried fish about 3 weeks ago. Man, that thing felt so greasy going down. I was sick a couple of hours later. And my point is, I really enjoy KFC, but I haven't had it in a long time because typically it makes me sick.
Roger that.
Chick-fil-A, number 3, that's probably at the top of my list right now in terms of fast food joints. I could eat. I could eat Chick-fil-A probably every day. Chick-fil-A nuggets with some waffle fries, man. When I want to have a cheat meal, so to speak, that's what I go have. You a Chick-fil-A guy?
Yeah. The Cobb salad is pretty good with the fried chicken, with the fried chicken strips cut up on there, whatever. Cobb salad is really good.
All right, I like that. In-N-Out Burger, number 4.
Nope.
I like In-N-Out Burger.
Nope.
But if I never had it again, I wouldn't miss it. That makes sense?
Yeah, I had In-N-Out Burger first time in Arizona many years ago. It was pretty good. It was pretty good.
No, it's good.
It was good. It was good, but
it's good, but it ain't special.
I ain't. You got to know what to order there. They got some off the menu stuff going on, but it's good. But I ain't trying to hear that In-N-Out Whataburger stuff. I ain't trying to do all that. I'm Texan through and through.
They literally had an In-N-Out Burger across the street from the hotel in Ventura, California, training camp. And so, we got our fill of In-N-Out when we first went out there many years ago.
Oh, if it's there, I'm going to tear it up. I ain't going to get me wrong. I'm going to tear it up.
Number 5 on the list is Hardee's. You been to Hardee's lately?
No, it's been a while.
Dang, I haven't been in... Now, you know what? I don't think I confuse Hardee's and Arby's. They're not the same thing. They're two different places.
Not even close. Hardee's and Carl Jr. is pretty much owned by the same people.
Okay, now I probably haven't been to a Hardee's in forever, if ever.
Yeah, Hardee's is a guilty pleasure because they be putting like barbecue sauce and onion rings and cheese and all that stuff on the hamburger, and you go, man, I know I'm dying just a little bit when I eat this thing. See what I'm saying? Carl Jr.'s and Hardee's do that, man. That's some good stuff, man. That's
okay.
Man.
All right.
Yeah.
I was shocked that this place is on here, and maybe it's me being bougie. Captain D's.
Captain D's good too.
We used to have one down the street from us on Polk, a 5-minute drive away when I was growing up in Oak Cliff. And a lot of Fridays, if we didn't have Church's Chicken, we had Captain D's. And now, Captain D's got so... The last time I had it was probably 20 years ago. And at that point, it had so much crust. It was like 80% crust and 20% fish. I just haven't been back.
You went to the wrong Captain D's. I got 1.6 miles from here.
Oh, is that right?
I can throw a rock. They just made it. Yeah, all right. They still good. Yeah, they all right. Their tartar sauce is off the chain.
All right, number 7, Taco Bell. Nope. Enough said.
I ain't messing with no Taco Bell.
You don't like Taco Bell?
No.
Really? How come?
Because I've had it. No. I've had Taco Bell for like over half my life. So,
okay, all right. You just tired of it.
I'm just burnt out on it. Yeah, it's got some good stuff, but I ordered some. My wife went and got some tacos, and I just got some regular tacos, and they did away with the. My wife always go, why they do away with the Mexican pizza? You know, she like that.
Right.
What's the thing with the olive on it?
I don't know.
I can't remember what it was. It was like a burrito. And it had an olive on it, and it was pretty good. The enchilada, I think. They did away with that. They did away with a lot of good stuff. So that's all.
Well, I used to be a big fan of Taco Bell. I've probably been once or twice in the last few years. I told y'all, I like fast food. I really do. But I like cooking to my own palate. It's a little cheaper, and it just tastes so much better because it's custom made. That I don't really like to go out to fast food that much. Chick-fil-A I do, but these other ones I like them, but I just would rather eat at the crib.
All right.
Popeyes.
Yep.
I haven't been to a Popeyes in a long time, and I like Popeyes. I like Popeyes wings.
Yep.
Again, y'all know I'm a wing guy. If you know, you know. So I'm a Popeyes wings guy. The chicken sandwich was good, but I didn't think it was worth standing in line for an hour and a half.
Worth somebody fighting you for it and stuff
yeah.
like that. Yeah.
Now, here's a surprise. To me, this was a surprise on the list. Have you ever been to Zaxby's?
Yeah.
Dude, for me, on this list, they're right behind Chick-fil-A. I had never even heard of Zaxby's until I went to Jackson, Mississippi, working on this Deion Sanders book, and you find them in Louisiana off of 20, and so I would pass them. And finally, I just stopped there one day. Man, that coleslaw and that white bread changed my life, man. And then I was so happy to find out they had one in Dallas, but it's in Richardson, which is too far for me to go. But I know that it's there if I just was fiending one day. You a Zaxby's guy?
Yeah, they all right. I've had them. I've had just about everything because I've been on the road. So
I was gonna say you was driving trucks for 20 years. So yeah.
25.
I'm sorry, 25. And then there's Arby's at number 10. I haven't been to Arby's in a minute, but the classic roast beef sandwich with the white tiger sauce, I can get down with that.
Arby's got a lot of other sandwiches too. They got a lot of new stuff. You ain't been there in a long time.
I ain't been there in a long time.
Yeah,
they got the curly fries.
A lot of good breakfast stuff. They are in a lot of truck stops too.
Really? I don't know, but there's your top 10 fast food list. I always like lists like that because, as a former fat guy, I love food, man. It's just trying to deal with it in moderation. That's all. Del Taco, KFC, Chick-fil-A, In-N-Out Burger, Hardee's is your top 5. I was going to say one more thing before I got up out of here, man. But now I can't remember. I'm having an old man moment. And it happens sometimes. And then I was checking to see if we had time to talk about this. But I decided I didn't want to rush it. So we're going to save it till Wednesday or Thursday, later this week. I'm going to tell you one show I've been watching, which I stumbled on, and I like it, and I'm almost ashamed to tell y'all I like it, but it's a really cool reality show. It's called Glow Up. Have you ever seen that on Netflix?
No. What is that, Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling or something?
Nah. It is literally makeup artists, and it's a reality show. They bring in 10 makeup artists, and you do all these different makeup tests with these, leaders in the
Why you ashamed
makeup?
Why you ashamed to say you like that, man?
You know how some people are, man. But the thing,
it fits along with your metrosexual stuff, man.
Man, shut up. But when you watch the show,
what you talking about?
you realize all this stuff where, like one time, I'm ignoring you. One time they had a challenge, and the challenge was to make up your model so that they could appear on the English version of a show like Grey's Anatomy. So you had to create the cuts and the bruises on their face, and they told you what kind of cut and bruise they want, and then you try to execute it. But the stuff that those people can do with makeup, man, and special effects is just wild. And so, yeah, I done become addicted to that show. It's a good mindless show to look at while I'm doing all this other tedious work for these projects I got. So I just thought I'd throw that up on you.
Yeah, I think I'm going to just step aside on it. I'm going to leave that alone. You understand what I'm saying? I'm going to leave that alone.
Hey, man, it's all good. It's all good. But, hey, don't forget, we got the Patrick Creighton version of Jacques Talk 101 coming out Wednesday on the YouTube channel, The Real Jacques Talk. Make sure you check that out. Subscribe, like, leave a review for us. We'd appreciate that. You can follow the show on IG at The Real Jacques Talk. Hit me up on Twitter, X, at JJT Journalist. And then you can always find me on Clapper these days. I am Jean-Jacques Taylor with my content creation game getting going high. Anyway, we appreciate y'all for Big Joe and the Big Rig. Till we chat again, you guys be blessed.